Good morning. Join me as I make this chicken Frontega sandwich copy. First, in a stainless steel bowl, I'm going to add a 1/4 ounce of active dry yeast, 2 teaspoons of honey, and 2½ cups of water. I whisk this together and I'm going to set it aside somewhere warm for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to whip together the Chipotle Aioli. In the bowl of a food processor, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of mayo, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 4 whole garlic cloves, the zest and juice of 1 whole lime, and 2 whole chipotles in adobo sauce. Add less if you're not a fan of the spice. Salt, pepper. Add the lid and give it a spin until it's smooth and fully incorporated. I'm going to put this into a squeeze bottle and set it aside for later. In the bowl of the mixer, I'm going to add 5 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. And with the dough hook attachment, I'm going to spin this until a shaggy dough forms. In a large bowl, I'm going to add a good glug of olive oil and spread that around so it's evenly coated. I'm going to turn out the dough into the bowl and let it rise at room temperature for approximately 4 hours. On a parchment-lined sheet pan, I'm going to bake 2 chicken breasts with the skin on at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and then an additional 10 minutes at 450 degrees. While the chicken's roasting, I'm going to slice 1 onion, 1 tomato, and chiffonade some basil. Grate some fontina cheese and set that aside for when it's time to build the sandwich. Near the end of the dough's resting time, buttering up a 9x13 baking dish. Now I'm going to follow that butter up with a nice glug of olive oil, spread evenly all around. Now you can see that the dough will have risen quite a bit. A little bit of oil on your hands will keep it from sticking, as it's time to do a quick little knead. Once I've had the dough deflated a bit, I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, and knead that until it's evenly distributed. Once it's evenly incorporated, it's time to turn the dough out into the 9x13 baking dish and pat it gently until it covers the whole area. Once I have the dough evenly spread out, I'm going to cover it with a towel and let it rest for another 1.5 hours. With the dough resting, I'm going to slice a chicken breast and set it aside. If sliced it in your style, you could always just rip it apart in a bowl into bite-sized pieces. When the dough is ready, I'm going to get my fingers in there and dimple it. Make sure to reach all the way down to the bottom of the pan. It will deflate a bit, and that's okay. One more final glug of olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt before it goes into the oven. With the bread done, it's time to assemble the sandwich. I like to start by spreading the Chipotle Aioli on each side of the bread. Followed by a sprinkle of fontina cheese. Then a generous sprinkle of the chiffonade basil. Then a few slices of tomato. Don't forget, season the tomatoes with salt and pepper. Next up, a few rings of the sliced red onion. And then 3 to 4 ounces of the chicken breast, either sliced or torn. Add a few pats of butter to a preheated griddle. Turn it down if it starts to smoke, and then add your sandwiches top side down. To turn these into a panini, I'm going to add a preheated cast iron skillet for the weight on top. Let those cook for 5-ish minutes or so until the cheese is melted. Remove the skillet and give them a flip. Put the skillet back on top of the sandwiches and let it go for another 5-ish minutes or so, or until that cheese on the bottom is melted. And there it is, a flavorful, crispy, crunchy, hot Frontega chicken sandwich made fresh at home. Thank you so much for watching, and for more cooking content, please like and subscribe.